I'm Hugh Pitts with Kokopelli Builders. Today I thought you might be interested in seeing how we finish our garage floors in some of our houses. What we're going to do is we're going to stain the floor with the stain from Kimiko, and then we're going to put epoxy on top of it to protect it and keep it from all the harsh chemicals and water that might come off of your car. Thought you might like to look at it. We're going to show you how that we do it. We're going to show you the results. So come on, let's take a look. This is a 3-car garage where we're going to stain the floor. Now, using these Kimiko products, there are basically 4 steps in staining the floor and finishing it off. What we have to do is first we have to prep. And in prep, what we do is we clean the floor with a mild detergent and scrub it down and get it really clean. And then we go around the baseboards and we're going to take them up with some paper. We've already got plastic on the wall, so when we are using our pressure washer to clean the floor, we don't get a lot of splatter up on the walls. But then we're going to put some paper down on the bottom, because what we found is that when we do our spraying, if it goes up against the wall and hits the plastic, it just rolls down and it produces a spot on the floor that we don't want. But if we use the paper, it'll tend to absorb the acid before it gets down to the floor, and we won't have those spots. So the 4 processes that we have to go through is we've got to clean the floor, prep the walls, we'll stain the floor, then we come back and we have to clean the floor one more time to get the residue of the acid cleaned up and take care of that. And our 4th step is to put a clear coat over the stain to protect it. Those are the only 4 things that we have to do, and it's a really fairly simple job. And give us some time to get this one cleaned and prepped, and we'll come back and we'll show you what we're going to do when we spray. All right, here we are, and we've done that first step. We've done the prep work. And this is really the hard part of the whole job, is getting the floor clean. And what we ran into here, this is a relatively new slab that we have in this garage, but through the construction process, things got onto it. So we were dealing with a little bit of glue from sheetrock, a little sheetrock mud. We were dealing with a little bit of overspray from the painters, those kind of things. So what we had to do is we had to go through here. We used nothing more than a soft soap solution to clean the floor. What we used to get all those other things was, just big muscle grease. That's what we used. And what we did is we sanded it down a little bit, we scraped it a little bit, and we got all of it up without using any harsh chemicals, because we don't want to have chemicals react with the concrete. Otherwise, we may not get a good result. Done. We're through here now, except we've got to let the floor dry. And we're going to let it dry for probably an hour or so, and then we're going to come back and we're going to put on some stain. When we come back, I'm going to show you how we do that. It's not really difficult. You don't have to be an expert in spraying or sprayer, but we'll show it to you, and you'll be amazed at how easy this job is. As you can see, as we're spraying here, there's a little bit of, looks like a little bit of smoke coming up off the floor, and that's the acid hitting the concrete. Now, when I'm applying this, I just do an even coat, but there are a few little techniques that we can do to add a little character to it. I mean, because we don't want an absolute uniform coat over this. It doesn't look right. You want something that looks stone-like, old world-like. And to do that, what we will do is we go through here, and there's no set pattern to it or anything. But if we want a little bit darker color to come through, what we do is that we'll take our wand down closer to the concrete, and it gives it a little bit heavier coat, and you end up with darker colors in there to go along with the additional colors that you're using. And that's the little technique that we use to give it a little character. Okay, we've put 2 coats of stain on this slab, and we are now going to the 3rd step of our process, and that is we've got to come back and we've got to clean the slab off. If you can see it, it's kind of hard to see, but there's some light colored spots here, and this is a collection of the residue from the stain. And we've got to clean all of that off, and there's a little bit of that all over the slab, so we'll take care of that. And what we'll do is we'll bring in some water, squirt this down with a little solution, cleaning solution, scrub it, get all that residue up, vacuum it up with our vacuum cleaner, and get it ready for our final step, which is putting the epoxy down. So when we come back, we'll talk about putting the epoxy down, and we'll get that down, and we'll get the final results, and you can see how to show you a little bit about our epoxy and how it works. What we have is we have a two-part epoxy. We get a 5-gallon container here of the epoxy, and then we have a gallon container of a hardener that goes into it. So what we do, this one 5-gallon container is enough for 2 coats on about 800 square feet of floor, which is what we have. And what we'll do is we'll pour half of that into our bucket here, half of the hardener in there, and then we use something like this to mix it with. It does a really good job with it. And in the end, you'll have a consistency somewhere like honey or syrup. It's a little bit thick. And what you got to do is you got to thin it down to where it has the consistency of, say, tomato soup. Much thinner. It doesn't take much water though. Maybe a pint at the very most. And we'll pour that in, mix that in. And once we have it all mixed up, then we put one of these in here to use with our roller. And what we'll do is we'll dip down, go against the grill, get the excess off, and then we take it and we apply it in one direction for the first coat, let that dry. Next day come back and go across the direction that we went the day before. And that's how we mix and apply the epoxy for this particular product. So after all that work, what do we have? Well, here you go. See, it's a nice shiny floor in your garage that's got a molted brown look. It's easily maintained. It'll keep the moisture out of the concrete. It'll also keep all the other fluids that might leak out of a car onto your floor from absorbing into the concrete, and they're easily cleaned up afterwards. That's our demonstration of staining concrete floors in a garage. I hope you liked it. Hope you learned something from it. I'm Hugh Pitts with Kokopelli Builders. I'm in the Lake Oconee area of Georgia and also in Atlanta. If we can help you with anything in building a house or renovating, just give me a call. See you next time.